Hey there, and welcome! Today we're going to crack the code on fractions, decimals, and percentages. You're about to see they're really just different ways of saying the exact same thing. And trust me, it's a skill that helps solve some surprisingly tricky problems. Let's dive in.
So, here's the game plan for this explainer. We'll start with a really confusing test result, then we'll figure out what a percentage actually is. After that, we'll crack the code for converting between numbers and use that new skill to solve our puzzle. And finally, we'll see why this stuff matters way, way beyond the classroom.
All right, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. Imagine a test where everyone's score is given in a totally different way. How in the world do we figure out who actually did the best?
So check this out. Here's our problem. We've got 3 students. David, who scored 38 marks. Then there's John, who got half the marks. And finally Susan, who scored 72%. So, who did best? Seems like a simple question, right? But hold on a second. It's actually not so obvious. You can't just compare a number like 38 with a fraction like a half and a percentage like 72%. It's literally like comparing apples, oranges, and bananas. We need a common language.
And that common language, the real key to making a fair comparison, is the percentage. So let's break down what that actually means. Okay, so what is a percentage really? It's actually super simple. The word percent literally means per hundred. So, a percentage is just a way of talking about a number as if it's part of 100. Just remember this, parts per 100. That's the whole secret.
This is exactly why they're so awesome. You can think of percentages as a kind of universal translator for numbers. It doesn't matter if it's 38 out of 50 or 1/2 of a whole, percentages convert them all so they're speaking the same language, making them easy to compare.
You know what? Let's actually see what this looks like. Picture a big pie, okay? But instead of 8 slices, it's cut into 100 tiny equal pieces. Now, if you take 75 of those pieces, you have
75%. See? It's really that straightforward. A percentage is just a handy way of saying this many out of 100.
All right, so we get the why. We know percentages are our secret weapon for comparing things. So now let's get into the how. It's time to crack the conversion code.
What we want is to be able to jump between these 3 columns like it's nothing. To see a fraction like 1/2 and know, just like that it's the same as 0.5, which is also 50%. Let's see how it's done. And here's how you do it. It's just a simple 2-step trick. To turn any fraction into a percentage, first, you take the top number and you divide it by the bottom number. Easy. Then, step 2, you take whatever answer you got and you multiply it by 100. That's it.
Okay, let's put this new trick to the test. We're going to go right back to our original problem and start with John. Remember, he scored half marks, which as a fraction is just 1/2.
So, step 1, top divided by bottom. 1 divided by 2, that's 0.5. Got it? Cool. Now, step 2, we multiply by 100. So 0.5 times 100 is 50. And boom! Just like that, we've translated his score. John got 50%. All right, we've got our new superpower. Now it's time to head back to that confusing test and finally solve the mystery of who actually came out on top. Okay, let's take stock. Susan's score is already a percentage, 72%. We just figured out John's is 50%, so that just leaves David. But to turn his 38 marks into a percentage, we're missing one crucial piece of info. What was the test out of? 38 out of what?
You know, the problem doesn't actually say. So just so we can solve this, let's make an assumption. Let's say the test was out of 50 total marks. That would make David's score the fraction 38 over 50.
And now we can use our 2-step conversion code. Here we go. Step 1, 38 divided by 50. That gives us 0.76. Step 2, multiply that by 100, and we get 76. Wow, David's score is 76%.
And now, look at this. The confusion is totally gone. Once we translated everyone's score into that universal language of percentages, the comparison is just crystal clear. David has 76%, Susan has 72%, and poor John is a 50%.
And there you have it. The winner is David. Mystery solved.
Now, this might feel like just a math problem from school, but believe me, this skill, understanding and comparing percentages, is something you are going to use all the time out in the real world.
I mean, think about it. You see them everywhere. That 20% off sign at your favorite store, that's percentages. The nutrition label on your cereal saying 15% of your daily iron. Yep, that's it too. Sports stats, news reports about polls, it's all percentages, making complicated stuff super easy to grasp at a glance.
So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you've got this new skill, now that you've cracked the code, what part of your world can you start to measure in percentages? Think about it. What percentage of your day do you spend gaming? How much of your allowance did you spend last week? The world is full of things to measure.
Hey, if this helped you out, do me a favor and hit that like button. Share it with someone who might need it, and let me know in the comments one place you've seen percentages today. Thanks so much for watching.